So now on one side, I'm laughing, saying Viktor and Rolf is a one-trick pony. But on the other side, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that is exactly where Spicebomb Metallic Musk comes in. You see, this is the newest release in the Spicebomb lineup, and it just might be the best and worst Spicebomb release of all times. Best because it's sleek, it's modern, and it's ridiculously easy to wear. And worse because, well, it's Spicebomb, and recently, I've been having some issues. But let me get back into the flow. See, this is Spicebomb Metallic Musk. And it's not that same spicy fragrance that you experienced with Spicebomb 12 years ago. Although it is very, very similar. But to be fair, this one is smoother, it's fresher, and a bit more grown man. Now the opening, it still has that classic Spicebomb DNA. But this time, they cleaned it up a bit. You get this bergamot and elemi, giving it this bright and slightly spicy freshness. What makes it even more smooth is it doesn't have that harshness from that black pepper that you would find, but it's still there. Now, when I think of execution at its finest, this fragrance really does it. Now, when you look at the name Spicebomb Metallic Musk, there's a few things that really allow you to say, does this meet my expectations? Well, Spicebomb, we know that it has that iconic bottle, so check. Metallic? Look at it. You can kind of see what's going on here. It's metallic for sure. Musk, we're gonna place an asterisk there for now, and we'll come back to it. Now, I've already told you about the opening of this fragrance, but let me dive into the heart. As this fragrance further develops, that spiciness begins to just tone down a bit. And then this soft lavender just slides on in. And you get this light, clean, powdery sweetness. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still masculine, it's just more refined. Now, in a dry down here, the cinnamon begins to creep back in. And I really find that to be like a bookend on this fragrance. In the top, you're gonna get that familiar Spicebomb feel, and then in the base, you're gonna get that familiar Spicebomb feel. But after that, you get this smooth suede-like leather and hints of musk. See? I told you we'd come back around. Here's what this means for you. It's easier to wear than the original. It's smoother and maybe even a bit more enjoyable to some than dark leather. And trust me, this one is a lot fresher than the Extreme. And because of that freshness, it's providing you something completely new on the DNA. Or does it? Listen, I've been holding this in because in smelling Metallic Musk, I find this to really be like the elixir version or the intense version of the original Spicebomb or Fresh. Now let me tell you, this fragrance here is really, really good. But it doesn't last for anything. You gotta like take this fragrance with you, apply more and more sprays, but let me tell you, it smells phenomenal. Like think of a lighter, fresher take on a Spicebomb DNA that just is something you can wear year round. That's what I get with Metallic Musk, okay? But it's deeper, it's richer, but it lasts a lot longer. And that's one of the key differences, and it's a very, very strong positive. I mean, hell, you even see the similarities in the strip across the bottle. It's the same color-ish silver, and they have a lot of the same ripples along the way. Now, let me tell you, the quality on this presentation wasn't necessarily the best. When I took this out of the box, this was off, and the cellophane was still on the box. So I don't know what they got going on over there. I was able to fix it, but I feel like for what I'm paying for these fragrances, it should be a lot better. Here's the deal. Anytime I've worn Spicebomb Fresh, I call it Eau Fresh, but it's Spicebomb Fresh, I've gotten compliments. And I feel that this fragrance is going to give you right around that same type of feel. But I do have to say this. I had my wife smell it on my hand, and she said, it smells good, but it reminds me of something that a woman would wear. And I could see that. It's lighter, it's florals added in, that musk there adds that extra calming nature to the scent. But I think that if you give this fragrance a chance and wear it out in the wild, so to speak, people are going to be extremely drawn into it. Now that said, I also believe it's one of those fragrances that you can go heavier on the sprays with because it's lighter. This fragrance does last, but it doesn't project a ton. This one's a more intimate fragrance, so I would say if you wanted to go stronger on the sprays, you could do exactly that and you won't really offend anyone. Let's say that this isn't really a clear the room spice bomb. This is a more of a draw people in. Bottom line, Metallic Musk is one of those fragrances from the Spicebomb lineup that I feel when you wear it, people are going to say, okay, I know what that person's doing, and they know what they're doing. Now, for such a fresh fragrance, you can expect 8 hours of longevity on this, and the projection is good for probably the first hour or so, and then it settles down pretty quickly. But because it settles down doesn't mean that it's not there. Again, people will be able to smell it if they're within your personal bubble, so it could be great for the office, close encounters, or just any time where you want to smell amazing without interrupting the entire room. It's still early, but I think Metallic Musk is one of those fragrances that are going to garner compliments. And if you want to get more compliments, then click here to see 21 fragrances that get me swarmed with compliments.